Hiya, and welcome back to Dying Light 2. Today we are going to be trying to see how powerful two-handed weapons are. Now, quick disclaimer, okay, so for whatever reason the game's not scaling itself to my level at all. And we're level 8, almost we're level 9, nada. Most of the enemies refuse to be the appropriate word level, and I don't know what I did to break it. But it is most definitely in some way broken, and I don't know what to do about it. Yeah, so, you know, that. But what I do know is today we are going to be messing around with two-handed weapons. This is primarily in the tank build. Now, one of the things that sucks about the legendary, this is kind of going to be a build video, but I would like to make another one when I have the perfect artifact sets, when I'm at level 9, and I have the best gear imaginable. But right now, my gear is just it's too much. But like I was saying, the tank gear does seem like there is some like restrictions on the way stats are prioritized. So tank gear will always be in the two-handed weapon category, and then you can randomly get other substats. So if I'm not mistaken, one of these, yeah, so the more I look, the more it's always like weapon damage. I've never seen like two-handed weapon damage in any of the other other stats. So it seems like one-handed damage is restricted to brawler, and tank is restricted to two-handed damage. But you can get weird variability like this, which is the two-handed weapon damage, but also knuckle duster damage boost, and also weapon stamina decrease, all that stuff. Fantastic. In fact, I think this is like the best version of the tank gear. Sometimes they just do this. Basically, it's just like a ton of base resistances, which is really unhelpful. Yeah, like the resistance to humans, infected, electricity, all that stuff, but I'd much rather damage, because nothing can kill me anyway, and I have like no health in comparison to stamina, so. But alas, ladies and gentlemen, what does this mean? All of these stats in combination are adding up to about this: 53 two-handed melee damage. Not only that, but we have, I think, yes, some just 10% knuckle duster damage, which we might actually test in this video of if knuckle duster damage counts as two-handed damage. You'd think it would, because you're hitting with both hands, so you'd think it would fit into that category, but who knows. We also have a ton of resistances, because that's just what comes with tank, unfortunately. In fact, I would think, honestly, I think you don't need in any way this much resistance, because tank armor just has a high base resistance anyway. Also, one other thing that I've noticed comes with like melee or tank armor big time is melee weapon stamina decrease. So basically, you're going to be able to swing these big weapons forever with very little stamina gain. And if you're like me, who happen to put all of his points into stamina, yeah. Okay, so here's the first weapon we're going to be testing out, which is the basically a long sword / katana. We're not going to put any mods on it, but again, just a quick TLDR, basically mods are your key to power in the game. If you're having any struggle, and frankly, with the amount of times that enemies dodge, bob around, chain lightning is a godsend. Same thing with fire, same thing with fling. Anything that can stop an enemy or cut through their bullshit. So if you're having any problem with the combat, it's not their weapons, it's the mod. You need to level up, unfortunately, the mods to your weapons big time, to giving yourself a 25% chance to detonate this electric stun that also happens to do an abundance of damage to the enemy, and also shares that within a bunch of enemies, as well as fling just giving you an extra 320 damage on top of everything else you're dealing, which is wild. Also, just send enemies flying, which is quite fun. Also, if you want even more than that, you can of course get this one, which will increase your damage by 45%, 42%, which is crazy good and relatively cheap. But because mods will instantly annihilate just about everything, we kind of want to stay a little bit behind. And again, we're level 8, but let's see if they finally scale the enemies to my level. Now level 6, but still everything dies far too quick. I was hoping to get enemies that were not that high leveled up. And also, even though we have all the things, it doesn't matter. Enemies still come for us. So, you know. Anyways. Also, if this son of a bitch over here can stop it. Stop it. Okay. Also, you. Stop it. Alright, we do have a little bit of healing, but it's not enough. Also, can we not do this? Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Boom. Boom. Also, we can do a charge attacks, which is pretty huge. Boom. Also, we're doing bonus damage to infected, so that's why we're doing a little bit more. This. Yeah. So every enemy around me is dead. Pretty nuts. Again, I'm hoping that there are enemies that are stronger. but unfortunately, I can't get access to enemies that are 8s. I don't know why. Okay, so right here's a good example. So I'm finally out of stamina, which sucks, but there are weapons like this, which stamina regenerates 6% every time you do a quick attack. And now I think that can go up a lot. Let's see. 8 seems to be the cap on how high your stamina can recover. So let's now we have the blunt, the bat. Let's switch to the bat. So now we have energy recharge on quick attack. So as long as we land a quick attack, I think we're gonna be able to get our attack back faster. Also, we're launching enemies, which is nice. But yeah, we're basically never running out of, we're gaining stamina as we hit, which is wild. Now you can do charge attacks, and that can give you stamina back, which I believe is what my original katana had. But needless to say, if you can get quick attack like this, it's pretty nutty. Now I do want to see if we can block. Yeah, see, like right there. That's what I want to see. So let's see if we can tear you down. But we're getting lit up. Okay, it doesn't matter if we're blocking. It doesn't matter, but we can hit, and we can eventually kill them if we can just make contact. Stop hitting me. What the fuck, dude? I can't even get a second to do anything. Okay, so we're covering our health. We're at level 3. Again, I was about to melee, but it didn't take prioritization. Melee is a weird one in this game. But again, these enemies are not our current level, which is a little shitty. Oh, shit. Get out of there, me! What the fuck was that, you son of a bitch? You just dodged, you rat? Stop it. Stop it. Yeah, with this energy recharge I have, or sorry, not energy recharge, health regeneration, I'm pretty okay. I'm blocking. It does not do anything. I'm also blocking. There we go. It should do it. He keeps fucking. Oh my god, I hate it so much. The melee is so stupid in this game. It's just like if they don't want you to be able to get a hit, then you can't, and it's so frustrating. Anyways, we did the things. Let's go to a safe place, because it's a nightmare here. So we basically showcased the overpowered nature of a couple mods there, as well as just two-handed being really good, especially when you have specialized in it to this extent. Again, the thing that is batshit insane frustrating is when you basically just don't have the opportunity to even hit your enemy. It's like that's the thing that will drive you mental, is when an enemy is just like, whoa. Whoa, despite you have a two-handed sword, like it's long enough to definitely hit, like when it's coming in. But the enemy's just like, guess what, bitch? Invincibility frame goes right through him, and you're just like, what the fuck is this? What is this? And it's funny because I always thought that like things that have the stance meter damage would have like, okay, the reason why stance meter damage is like even in the game or guard break, whatever it could be, that would give you the ability to like cut through that nonsense, that invincibility window. But really, it's not that crazy. In fact, any weapon that actually attacks fast is like the best, but it's also kind of nerfed because the best weapon that can attack fast is of course is this weapon, but you can only put one mod on it. So it's, if you were able to put a mod on it, it gets really nutty really fast. And then there's some things like this. If your guys are hunting for like an amazing two-handed weapon, this is like perfect sequencing where we get power attack damage, and then whenever we do a power attack, we also generate a ton of our stamina. So we can just, and also this is blunt, and blunt is really good when you actually hit. It basically like chucks people back really, really far. And I would love to show you guys this in a minute here, but one of the things that you could do to circumnavigate the stupid fuckery in the game is of course by just throwing on some mods to whatever weapon you most desire, I guess. But again, a lot of them, I still haven't found a perfect, like, to me, I still want to level up the best version of my whatever, right? And right now I don't really have that. So you have things that contradict each other, like damage at night, damage against infected, but also we have damage versus humans. That's not helpful. Like, we'd... Also, the numbers here suck. This is the worst scaling you could possibly have. Like this has 20, where is it? 24 damage in the daytime, 15 damage on power attack. Like there's clearly better versions of like the thing. But all in all, I think that's a pretty good representation of how two-handed weapons are against zombies, which is to say it's kind of the same thing. Again, you'll have these moments where the like clever zombies will dodge and dodge again, and that's hella frustrating. Also, we're breaking. Anyway, but it's hella frustrating when that happens. But, and this is a big but, if you're able to put mods on your weapon, it gets better, but not great, which is why I want to make a video on range, which will probably be the next video, just because range seems really a lot harder to dodge. I still think they can dodge specifically throwing knives, but maybe not arrows. Fingers crossed. But we'll see. Again, and it's not like you can't get resources to make a lot of arrows. Yeah, as you can see, tons of enemies. Should be fun. Let's go see how two-handed weapons fare against all of them, frankly. Also, yeah, ow. Didn't plan that out really well. Anyways, also, I want people to see me, hear me. Hear me. Call them. Call to your friends. There we go. Also, this weapon does more bonus damage at night. So, yeah, also it does more damage against zombies than humans, but when you have 50 some odd damage behind whatever two-handed weapon you wield, pretty god damn god. Wow, our character really does get into it when we're actually in the hell of it. But anyways, let's use a blunt weapon and go buck wild. Yoo-hoo, hello. Boom. Oh, fuck, ow, ah, stop it. So actually, I think my one thing had, okay, so this might be good for this. Hit me. Nope, hit me. It said I regenerate. It said I regenerate stuff. Was this not the weapon? It said I regenerate health on block. Perfect block. Is it always perfect block? Because that's bullshit. You got a perfect parry that to get a bonus of health? Why not just get like a ton more damage, like 20 more damage against human enemies? Like, what are we doing? And look at that, power attack, damage during day versus humans, baby. Best possible outcome. Let's get after it. Stop it. Stop it. That was a really weird bonk sound. But that'll probably do it, right? Close? Almost. Let's do this. Stop it! Boom! God damn you. There we go. Yeah, if you guys, the weird, like, fucking melee nonsense, also check this out. Oh, it was so close. Ah. Come here! Come here, you son of a bitch! We do this. Bang! Right onto their things! Beautiful! Boom! Boom, yeah, but the weird melee thing where you have to kind of go back and forth. Oh shit, actually that was good, we wanted to die. Yeah, well, I didn't actually mean to die. That was a meme, but to me, like, there's no great answer to the blocking conundrum or the dodging conundrum. Apart from just, like, shoot an enemy in the head with a bow. You know, like an enemy's like fronting on you and then you're just like, ah! Just shoot an arrow right through their skull. Or have a 3-round burst crossbow. Now, if you pick the survivor route, then you don't get that. So great. Who would have thought? You know, only crossbow in the entire fucking game exists in the fucking one peacekeeper domain. Great. How good. How chipper. Do you think we'll die from doing this much hit damage? Let's see. Let's say I broke my ass. I don't know where he went. He left. He is no longer here. No longer with us. God damn it. See, sometimes, but slow, like that's, like two-handed weapons are just as slow as one-handed weapons, and that shit can still happen, which is why I think like the best, if I give you guys any more advice on like how to make two-handed weapons good, stamina regeneration on quick hits, so you can just keep hitting. Anything above 6 usually gives you back enough to like the amount that you spend. Typically, which is really good. The other thing is power to whatever you're doing. So if you have, and also sequence within each other. So what I mean by that is if you have quick attack, then have damage at day and damage to humans because they correlate basically. There's always gonna be humans in daytime and there's always gonna be, it's always gonna be daytime and there'll be humans, so they just sequence into each other. Same thing with zombies at night, have those sequence. As far as like, what is it? Yeah, stamina regeneration on like perfect block or healing at perfect block. They're just too finagly to actually execute on and stuff like that. It'd be really cool to see them have like a stat stick kind of weapon, like a weapon that increases throwable damage or something like that, just so you can kind of play like a spell sword except a throwing knife, ranged melee kind of build. But it kind of exists, but not quite, and yeah. Also, it's still messy, like hella messy. And again, this is the example of, let's do that actually. Even though I'm not really keen on this weapon, it's the best one that I kind of got. Let's just chuck one one addition of Electro in this, just to show you guys how that can kind of really help save you from the insanity of people like blocking forever or dodging. So as long as you make contact and you detonate an Electro proc, you're going to be able to see everyone get stun locked, which is great. But enemies still like that will do that bullshit. We also have this big guy, boom. And again, it's funny because stuff like this, you can just go, excuse me. Excuse me. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, so that's totally a thing that can happen, and it's quite good. Also with this, stop it. Okay, guess not. Didn't really happen. You can do stuff like this. And whap. Yeah. See, like Electro proc right there. Boom, and we can just hit him. So even if he blocks, we usually can make contact and hit. But sometimes you just gotta fucking finagle around until you make something happen. You can just do this. Yeah, so that it works. All right, it's a little weird, but it works. But ladies and gentlemen, to be honest, I don't know. Melee seems problematic. Is all I'll say. Melee seems like a mess. Just with the induction of like, by the way, I should have mentioned this. I have every useful thing I could possibly have, with one exception, the frying pan of destiny, which might have enough built-in stagger to where an enemy starts to block, you can whip a pan in his face, break his stagger, and then melee. The only reason why I don't think that works is because I can simulate the same thing with a throwing knife. And it doesn't have that same effect, but throwing knives are sharp and the pan is blunt, so I'm hoping that the pan will basically like knock a person out of their stun, or I can just grapple hook them. But even then, there's like, to me, this is the one fundamental problem with the game, is that it feels like nothing is guaranteed, nor makes you feel like you've won through uniqueness or success. The only thing is like maybe perfect blocking. But you're telling me you're gonna perfect block every single enemy when there's 5 enemies coming at you? It doesn't make sense. So to me, that's where the things get really weird, where you could utilize range. You could use your rope dart. You could use your throwing knives. You could use grenades. You could really, even you could just use your drop kick. Like there's the other ways that don't have weapons that are tied to uniqueness and all these things. Those things seemingly work, but yet they don't have a whole weapon type system tied to them. So it just seems really odd. It seems really odd the way that kind of works. You'd think that melee weapons with their variability and all that stuff would be really, really good, but they really have a nerf on them. But what really kind of doesn't is stuff like this. Like that's just instantly killing someone, and if you build medic, you're gonna have a ton of healing, a ton of survivability, and the ability to like fucking wreck people with any sort of grapple attack, even such as this. Also, I just want to show you guys this one weapon where it's like it's a weapon that feeds into itself, but if there's a person enraged, it doesn't tend to do it. But yeah, oftentimes that's how it be. Quick attack is the best because you just basically can attack forever with no exception. But stuff like that, like what am I doing? Like what are we doing when you could just do this? And this doesn't mean nerf fucking the this, but what am I doing when I could just do that? That guy's dead. That guy's dead. What about this? This guy's dead. Like, what are we doing? Hey, but this guy's up top here. Boom. And guess what? Give me a sec. He's dead too. He flew in the thing. Also, I could just do this. I could block. I could also do this. Why am I not kicking? Kick. Okay, this is weird. I don't know why I wasn't kicking. There we go. He's dead. He's dead. Look at that. Oh no, I might have fucking just get out of there. Get out of there, me. I hope I didn't just complete that. That was my like way to show you guys humans, because they don't really spawn unless you're at an end game. Point being is that it doesn't make any sense. Like I think they're like, especially when I have all the skill tree points unlocked. I have everything. I have access to crazy weapons. I have access to my best armor set. But enemies still do that thing where they're just dodging you, and you're kind of like, what am I supposed to do with that? There's no way that like you can charge attack, but even then, you guys seen that they can just like sidestep out of that, despite you have a two-handed weapon. I can see them doing that with like fast attacking one-handed weapons, but two-handed weapons, why? So then you gotta weirdly like, in order to actually beat the shit out of enemies, you kind of gotta like attack one enemy over here, attack this, like you just become a mess. It's like the definition of like a flailing crazy person, like in a mosh pit, just like throwing power bombs in any direction, and then the enemies don't actually know what direction you're coming from, so you end up hitting them. I don't really like the way that is sequenced and the idea of that works because it's insane, but it's craziness aside. Yeah, two-handed weapons are fun. I'm hoping that in the future maybe it is the Pan of Destiny, the super niche weird gain that does give you the ability to interrupt people from blocking constantly. But right now there's no good option. Even the option that you feel like is kind of rewarded, which is the charge attack, doesn't matter because an enemy will just dodge out of the way. And to me, I don't know, it'd be really cool if there was a way to, like, I don't know, like be aggressive and then break that instead of it being like a complete waiting game while there's ranged people hitting you and all that stuff. And it's funny because people were talking about how much they liked the fact that, like, it seemed like in Dying Light 2 that they was super grounded, like it was super melee focused. But in reality, we're gonna cover this in the next video. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think melee weapons are a thing of the past. you go Katniss Everdeen, you go ranged bow archer madness and wreck fools. And that'll actually be a better depiction of the combat because that's actually going to be super scaled down because my only weapon that I have is a level 6 bow and I'm level 8. So if we're able to make something happen here, then it gets pretty nuts. Now, before we end it, I know this is so much, but we'll cover the Knuckle Duster thing in the next video to see if Knuckle Duster is actually, so does the two-hand benefit of tank improved Knuckle Duster damage, aka are Knuckle Duster's two-handed weapon considered? I don't know. We'll see. But at last, ladies and gentlemen, we stream this game a great deal on the channel and over at Twitch and all of these things. Hopefully, I can see you there. Thank you so much for a single second of your time. Thank you again, and